Hello fellow compounders, Happy New Year! In this video, I'm building a dividend income portfolio that pays a yield greater than 6%. The objective is to earn a dividend yield greater than the interest rate of the 10-year US Treasury bond, which is currently around 3.8%. A quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own financial decisions. There are two types of dividend investors: the dividend income investor and the dividend growth investor. The dividend income investors are those seeking dividend yields to live off now. They're usually investors that are retired or about to retire, so they expect higher yields than the dividend growth investor. On the other hand, the dividend growth investors are people who don't need dividends now and are growing their portfolio to be tapped for dividends in the future. They buy stocks with increasing dividends and have the time to let them grow. I did a growth dividend portfolio in a previous video. Here's the link. Let's build a dividend income portfolio that can provide decent dividends now. Here are the screens I'm using to find the stocks. Number one, we're looking for stocks with a dividend yield of greater than 3.8%. I'd like to earn a dividend yield between 1 to 2 times the interest of the 10-year US Treasury bond, which is currently yielding 3.8%. The objective of this portfolio is to earn in the first year a dividend between 3.8 and 7.6%. Number two, stocks with a payout ratio less than 70%. This means that the business will be distributing less than 70% of the net earnings of the business. Number three, stocks with a 5-year annual dividend growth rate average greater than 5%. This should provide inflation protection. We want dividends to grow at a rate greater than inflation, and I'm assuming that the normalized inflation rate is less than 5% per year. Number four, stocks with a history of 5 years of consecutive equal or greater dividend payments. Number five, a current return on invested capital, ROIC, greater than 10%. This is a rate of return on earnings that are retained. And number six, a 5-year ROIC, return on invested capital average, greater or equal to 10%. A consistent ROIC indicates that the business has a moat or competitive advantage. If I bought an equal weighted portfolio of these 5 businesses, the resulting dividend portfolio will have the following characteristics. Number one, a 6.2% dividend yield. 2, a 38% payout ratio. This gives a margin of safety for future dividend payouts. Number 3, a dividend growth rate greater than 5%. Number 4, a portfolio average return on invested capital of 22%, with the lowest ROIC at 10.2% and the highest at 37.8%. Here are the 5 companies I selected. Number 1, Devon Energy, ticker DVN. It's one of the largest independent oil exploration and production companies in North America. It has proven reserves of 1.6 billion barrels of oil equivalent and produces around 570,000 barrels per day. Trading at around $63 per share, it pays an 8.6% dividend yield and has a payout ratio of 49%. The 5-year average dividend growth rate is 86%. It has an ROIC, return on invested capital, of around 38%, which is a sign of an excellent business. This is probably the riskiest stock on the list because it's highly dependent on the price of oil and natural gas. Number 2, LyondellBasell Industries, ticker LYB. LyondellBasell is a petrochemical producer with operations in the US, Europe, and Asia. It's the largest producer of polypropylene, in other words, plastics. Trading at around $83 per share, it pays a 5.7% dividend yield and has a payout ratio of 36%. The 5-year average dividend growth rate is 5.7%. It has an ROIC of around 18%. It's a slow-growing, stable business. Morningstar gives it a 4-star rating and a fair value estimated at $116 per share. It's currently trading at a 28% discount according to Morningstar. Number 3, Paramount Global, ticker PARA. It's a media conglomerate formed by the recombination of CBS and Viacom. CBS brought Showtime and the CBS television network, 28 local TV stations, and 50% of CW. Viacom brought several cable properties, including Nickelodeon, MTV, BET, Comedy Central, VH1, CMT, and Paramount. It has a library of 2,500 films, including Mission Impossible and the Transformers series. Paramount has the Paramount Plus and Pluto TV streaming services. It also produces the new Star Trek shows. trading at around $17 per share. It pays a 5.8% dividend yield and has a payout ratio of 20%. The average dividend growth rate is 5.9%. It has an ROIC of around 10%. It's in turnaround mode. It has a lot of competition, but it has a good set of media assets. Morningstar gives it a 5-star rating and a fair value estimated at $45 per share. It's currently trading at a 63% discount. It's the cheapest stock on the list. Number 4, Packaging Corporation of America, ticker PKG. Packaging Corp is the 4th largest container board and corrugated packaging manufacturer in the United States. It makes about 4 million tons of containerboard annually. It has about 10% of the domestic containerboard market. It differentiates itself from larger competitors by focusing on smaller customers and operating with a high degree of flexibility. It trades around $129 per share, and it pays a 3.9% dividend yield. It has a payout ratio of 41%. The 5-year average dividend growth rate is 14.7%, and it has an ROIC of around 17%. It's a stable business. There will always be a need for packaging. Morningstar gives it a 4-star rating. And number 5, the Western Union, ticker WU. Western Union provides domestic and international money transfers through its global network of about 600,000 outside agents. It's the largest money transfer company in the world and one of the few companies with a truly global agent network. Trading at around $14 per share, it sports a 6.8% dividend yield and has a payout ratio of 44%. The average 5-year dividend growth rate is 6.1%. It has an ROIC of around 30%. It has a scale and a wide moat, but not much growth. Even though there are new digital payment methods popping up, to be effective in money transfers, payment options need to be available on both sides of the transaction, the sending and the receiving. So, in less developed recipient countries, these methods are difficult to develop. To switch to alternative methods would require a dramatic improvement in electronic payment infrastructure on a global scale. This is likely to take a very long time. This leaves Western Union's moat intact for now. Morningstar gives it a 4-star rating and a fair value estimated at $18 per share. It's trading at a 23% discount. There you have it. That's my list of dividend income stocks for 2023. Happy New Year's and always be compounding.